In the heart of Austin, Texas, lived Michael Johnson, a thoughtful 32-year-old software engineer who had recently been reflecting on his relationship with his wife, Emily Johnson, a 29-year-old school teacher. They had been married for 3 years, and while their love for each other was undeniable, Michael noticed that life's busyness sometimes made them lose touch with the emotional closeness they once shared so easily. One Friday evening, as Michael scrolled through articles on relationships, he stumbled upon a concept that caught his attention. It only takes 6 minutes of intentional effort to completely change the way your partner feels connected to you. The idea fascinated him. Could just 6 minutes of focused time really make a difference? He decided to put it to the test. Michael came home from work earlier than usual. Emily was sitting on the couch grading papers. He sat beside her and instead of turning on the TV like he normally did, he said, "Emily, can I have 6 minutes of your time tonight? Just us, no distractions." She looked at him, slightly surprised but curious. 6 minutes? That's oddly specific. Okay, you've got me intrigued. Michael pulled out his phone, set a timer for 6 minutes, and placed it face down on the coffee table. Emily laughed. "Are we doing some kind of experiment?" He smiled. "In a way. I just want us to reconnect. Completely, no interruptions." For the first minute, they simply looked into each other's eyes. At first, it felt awkward, but within seconds, Emily felt herself soften. She realized it had been weeks since they truly looked at each other without phones or background noise. Michael broke the silence with a smile. "Emily, I don't say this enough, but I'm grateful for the way you bring light into our home. The little notes you leave in my lunch, the way you care about your students, and the way you believe in me when I doubt myself." Emily's eyes glistened. "Michael, that means so much. And I want you to know I'm proud of how hard you work. You're not just providing for us, you inspire me with your dedication." Without saying a word, Michael reached out and held Emily's hand. That simple, intentional touch felt different from their usual quick gestures. Emily squeezed back, realizing how much she had missed this kind of attention. Michael leaned in. "Do you remember our trip to San Diego 2 summers ago? That night we watched the fireworks over the ocean." Emily laughed. "Yes. You got drenched by that wave because you weren't paying attention." They both laughed, remembering the joy of that moment. Michael asked, "How has your week really been? Not just the surface stuff. Tell me what's been on your heart." Emily paused, surprised by the sincerity. She opened up about how overwhelmed she'd been at school, the pressure of standardized tests, and her worry about some of her students. Michael listened quietly, nodding, not interrupting, just holding space for her words. When she finished, Michael said, "Emily, you are making such a difference. Those kids are lucky to have you. And I want you to know, I see your effort and I'm proud of you." Emily felt a warmth spread through her chest. It wasn't just encouragement. It was reassurance that she wasn't alone. The timer still ticked down, but in that short space, Emily cracked a joke about Michael's cooking skills, and they both laughed until tears rolled down their faces. That laughter reminded them of their early dating days when everything felt effortless. The timer buzzed. Michael reached over and turned it off. Emily looked at him and whispered, "That went by too fast." He smiled. "Maybe we should make it 12 minutes next time." What Michael discovered that night was powerful. It didn't take hours of complicated routines or expensive date nights to create closeness. It only took 6 minutes of pure presence, undivided attention, gratitude, and care to reconnect with his wife. Emily later told her friends, "I felt more loved in those 6 minutes than I have in weeks of rushed dinners and busy schedules." Over the following weeks, Michael and Emily made 6-minute connection time a nightly tradition. Sometimes they used it to share gratitude. Sometimes to talk about their dreams. Sometimes just to sit in silence holding hands. They noticed a profound shift, not just in their marriage but in how they handled life's challenges together. Arguments softened. Stress felt easier to bear. Their laughter returned more often. Psychologists often explain that emotional intimacy grows not from grand gestures but from consistent small acts of presence. 6 minutes may sound small, but when those minutes are filled with focused intention, they can transform a relationship. Michael and Emily's story shows us that eye contact builds trust, gratitude strengthens appreciation, listening creates safety, encouragement fuels love, and laughter renews joy. So, if you're watching this and wondering how to build closeness in your own relationship, start with just 6 minutes. Put your phone away, look into your partner's eyes, and give them the gift of your full attention. Because sometimes, it doesn't take a lifetime of effort, just a few intentional minutes, to double the depth of love you share.